The war ends, but the mines don't know it. They just wait. Patient, indifferent, ready to kill whoever steps on them next. My name is Robert Jensen. I was a combat engineer with the 1st Engineer Battalion in Vietnam, 69 to 70. Cleared mines during the war. Then I came back in 1978 and started clearing them again, except this time the people stepping on them weren't soldiers. They were farmers, children, old women collecting firewood. People just trying to live in a country we'd covered with explosives. I'm 41 years old now. Spent the last 6 years working with various humanitarian organizations doing demining operations in Southeast Asia. Vietnam, mostly. Cambodia. Laos. Anywhere the wars left their buried legacies. People ask why I came back. Why I'd voluntarily returned to Vietnam after everything. After the war. After we lost. After it all fell apart. I don't have a good answer. Maybe guilt. Maybe some misguided sense of responsibility. Maybe I'm just broken in a way that only makes sense in minefields. During the war, mine clearing had a purpose. Clear the roads so convoys could move. Clear the perimeters so the bases were safe. Clear the trails so patrols could operate. Military objectives. Strategic value. After the war, there's no strategy, no military purpose. Just thousands of square kilometers of contaminated land, millions of unexploded mines and bombs, cluster munitions, artillery shells, booby traps. All still there, still waiting. We dropped more explosives on Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia than we used in all of World War II. 7.5 million tons. Not all of it exploded. Conservative estimates say 10% failed to detonate. That's 750,000 tons of unexploded ordnance. Scattered across 3 countries, buried in rice paddies and forests and along trails, anywhere people might walk. In 1975, when the war ended, the killing should have stopped. It didn't. The mines kept killing. Keep killing. We'll keep killing for generations. Someone has to clear them. Someone has to try. So I came back to the country I'd helped destroy, back to clean up the mess we made, back to do the same job I did during the war. Except now, nobody's shooting at me. Just the mines, still the goddamn mines. I got home from Vietnam in December 1970. Standard rotation. Did my year. Came back. Got out of the Army. Tried to adjust, got married, had a kid, worked construction, normal life, American dream, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. The mines, the ones we'd planted, the ones we'd missed, the ones we'd never even knew were there. We'd laid thousands of them. M14 anti-personnel mines, M16 bounding mines, claymores. Some in marked fields, some in patterns, some just scattered randomly to deny territory. The marked ones were supposed to be mapped, supposed to be recorded so they could be cleared later. But maps got lost. Units rotated. Records were incomplete. And the VC and NVA had laid mines, too. Nobody mapped those. So the mines were just there, everywhere, waiting. I'd see news reports occasionally. Farmer in Quang Tri province killed by mine. Children playing, found a cluster bomb, 7 dead. Water buffalo triggers mine, family loses their livelihood. Each report was someone stepping on something I might have planted, or missed, or never knew about. In 1977, I saw a documentary, showed Vietnamese villagers trying to clear mines themselves. No training, no equipment, just desperate people trying to reclaim their land so they could grow food. They were using sticks, poking at the ground with sticks, looking for mines. It was the worst technique possible, inefficient, dangerous, getting people killed. I watched a man probe, find something metal, try to dig it up. It was a bomblet from a cluster bomb. He triggered it. Camera cut away, but you could hear the screaming. That night I couldn't sleep. Kept seeing that man. Kept thinking, I know how to do this. I'm trained. I'm experienced. I survived a year of mine clearing and combat. I could help, should help. My wife thought I was crazy. You want to go back? To Vietnam? After everything? I couldn't explain it. How could I explain that I felt responsible, that I'd been part of the machine that created this problem, that I'd laid mines knowing someday someone would step on them? I just assumed it would be enemy soldiers. Never really thought about after the war, about farmers, about children. We got divorced. She couldn't understand. I couldn't blame her. I contacted the Red Cross, then the Mines Advisory Group, then several other NGOs doing demining work. Someone finally said yes, they'd take me, use my experience. In January 1978, I flew to Bangkok, then Hanoi, then to Quang Tri Province, back to Vietnam, back to the mines, back to finish what we'd started. The Vietnam I returned to wasn't the one I'd left. The war had been over for 3 years. The Americans were gone. The country was unified under communist rule, devastated, impoverished, trying to rebuild, and covered in explosives. Quang Tri Province was one of the worst areas. The DMZ region had seen some of the heaviest fighting. McNamara line installations, fire base after fire base, massive bombing campaigns. The land was poisoned, not just mines, unexploded bombs, artillery shells, white phosphorus. Agent Orange had killed the vegetation, bomb craters everywhere. Some villages were just gone, nothing but rubble and metal fragments, and the mines. God, the mines. Our team was small, 4 Vietnamese deminers, 2 other foreigners, a Brit and an Australian, both ex-military. And me. We had basic equipment, mine detectors, probes, marking flags, body armor that wouldn't stop much. The Vietnamese deminers were impressive. They'd been doing this since '75, had developed their own techniques. They knew the local mine patterns better than anyone. One of them, Nguyen, had been VC during the war, had laid mines against us. Now we worked together, clearing them. First time we met, there was tension. He'd fought against Americans. I'd fought against the VC. We'd been enemies. But the mines didn't care. They'd kill him just as dead as they'd kill me. Common enemy, common purpose. We became friends. Strange, surreal friendship, but real. The work was slow, methodical, just like during the war. Sweep, probe, mark, excavate, destroy. Except the urgency was different. During the war, you cleared fast because troops needed to move. Tactical timeline. Now you cleared carefully because farmers needed land. No rush, just thorough. We'd clear a field over weeks, meter by meter, find dozens of mines, hundreds of pieces of UXO, mark them, detonate them safely, then hand the land back to the villagers. Watch them plant rice again. Watch them reclaim their lives. That felt good. Better than anything during the war. Actually helping people instead of fighting. But we couldn't keep up. We'd clear one field while hundreds remained contaminated. We'd remove thousands of mines while millions were still buried. The casualties kept coming. Nearly every day, someone somewhere in Vietnam hit a mine. Farmers, mostly, but also children. The children were the worst. They'd see something shiny in a field, a bomblet, a cluster munition, looked like a toy. They'd pick it up. We'd get called to recover the body, or what was left of it. I responded to maybe 30 of those calls. 30 children, some as young as 5 or 6. Each one destroyed me a little more. These weren't soldiers, weren't combatants, weren't even born when we planted these things. Just kids, playing, curious, unlucky. One incident I can't forget. May 1980, village near Dong Ha. 3 brothers, ages 6, 8, and 10, found a cluster bomb. B. Liu, 3. The 8-year-old picked it up. All 3 died. The explosion was massive. Not much left to recover. Their mother, I met her at the scene. She was wailing, inconsolable, kept asking why. Why her sons? What had they done? I had no answer. They'd done nothing except be born in a country we'd bombed. I wanted to apologize, to say I was sorry, to explain that we hadn't meant for this to happen. But my Vietnamese wasn't good enough. And what would I say anyway? Sorry we destroyed your country and killed your children with bombs that are still killing a decade later. There's no apology adequate for that. The work became routine. Wake up, breakfast, usually rice and vegetables, drive to the field, clear mines for 8 hours, return, report, sleep, repeat. Every day the same. Every day we'd find more. Sometimes 10 mines in a field, sometimes 50, sometimes just fragments and duds. The heat was brutal. Vietnam in summer, 100 degrees, 90% humidity, wearing body armor, sweating through your clothes in minutes. Dehydration was constant, heat exhaustion. But you had to stay focused. One mistake, one moment of inattention. That's all it took. We lost people. Not many. We were careful. But it happened. The Australian Davies died in 1979. Hit a mine we'd missed on our first sweep. Stepped wrong. Gone instantly. We'd worked together for 8 months. Good man. Experienced. Careful. Still died. Because that's the thing about mines. Doesn't matter how careful you are. Doesn't matter how experienced. Eventually, probability catches up. The Vietnamese team lost people too. Tran died in 1981. Phuong in 1982. Both to mines we were trying to clear. We held services, simple ones, acknowledged what they'd died doing, trying to save others. Then we kept working, because the mines were still there, still needed clearing. The technology improved slowly. Better detectors, better protective equipment, better techniques. But fundamentally, it was the same work, same dangers. Someone has to physically find the mine, dig it up, disarm or destroy it. Can't do it remotely, can't do it safely, just carefully, methodically, hoping today isn't the day your luck runs out. We trained local teams, taught them what we knew, tried to build capacity, because we'd never be enough, never clear it all. Vietnam needed hundreds of teams, thousands of deminers, decades of work. We were a drop in the bucket, but at least we were doing something. I thought about the guys I'd served with during the war, the engineers who'd laid mines with me. Wondered if any of them thought about it, about where those mines were now, who might be stepping on them. Probably not. Most veterans just wanted to forget, move on, live their lives. I didn't blame them. I'd tried that too. Didn't work for me. Some people can compartmentalize, separate wartime actions from peacetime conscience. Say, I was following orders and move on. I couldn't. The orders didn't make it right. Didn't make the children any less dead. So I stayed, kept clearing, kept trying to undo what we'd done, knowing I never could, knowing the mines would outlast me, outlast everyone. Some estimates said it would take 100 years to clear all the UXO in Indochina, maybe longer. I'd be dead long before it was finished. We all would. But maybe we'd clear enough, save enough lives, make enough difference. Maybe that would be enough. It had to be. By 1983, I'd been doing this for 5 years, cleared hundreds of mines, thousands of pieces of UXO, returned dozens of fields to agricultural use, saved lives. Probably. Hard to measure. You clear a field, and no one steps on a mine. How many people didn't die? Can't count negatives. But the casualties kept coming. Not just in areas we hadn't cleared, new problems emerged. Farmers found UXO and tried to salvage the metal, sell it for scrap, feed their families. They'd try to dismantle bombs, extract the explosive, recover the casing. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it didn't. I responded to those accidents, too. Saw what happened when someone tried to cut open a 500-pound bomb with a hacksaw. Saw entire families wiped out, houses destroyed, bodies scattered. And I understood. They were desperate, poor. The metal had value. They were willing to risk it. But God, the waste, the senseless death, still dying from our war, still paying for our decisions. I started drinking. Not much at first. Beer in the evenings helped me sleep, dull the memories. Then more. Whiskey, whatever was available. Self-medicating. Nguyen noticed. Sat me down one night. You cannot save everyone, cannot undo the war, can only do your part. He was right. Logically, intellectually, I knew he was right, but emotionally, I felt responsible for all of it. Every mine I'd laid, every one I'd missed, every casualty. The American casualties during the war, I could rationalize those. War is war. Soldiers know the risks, sign up for it. But these, farmers, children, people who had nothing to do with the war, who just wanted to live, to grow food, to survive. They were paying for decisions made in Washington, for strategies developed in Saigon, for mines laid by kids like me who were just following orders, orders that echoed through decades, that killed long after the war ended. I thought about going home, giving up, letting someone else do it. I'd done my part, more than my part. But who else would do it? The NGOs were understaffed, underfunded, overworked. Every deminer mattered. And I was good at it, experienced, still alive. That counted for something. So I stayed through 1983 into 1984, kept clearing, kept drinking, kept trying. The work was endless, Sisyphean. Clear one field, hundreds more remained. Remove one mine, millions more buried. But each field mattered. Each mine mattered. To the farmer who could now plant, to the child who wouldn't step on it. Individual impacts, small victories. That's all we could achieve. Had to be enough, because the alternative was giving up, walking away, letting the mines win. I'd lost too much to let that happen. Davies, Tran, Phuong, all the others who died trying to clear this mess. The children, the farmers, the ones who died because we'd been here. I owed them my time, my skill, my life if necessary. Didn't make it easier, didn't make the work less dangerous, didn't bring anyone back, but it was something. Some small attempt at redemption. Some way to live with what we'd done. It's 1984 now. I've been doing this for 6 years. I'm 41 years old. Feel like 60. My hands shake constantly from the stress, the drinking, the constant awareness that any moment could be my last. I've cleared thousands of mines, saved lives I'll never know about, made a difference, maybe. But Vietnam is still covered in explosives, still killing people, still will be for decades. The work continues, new teams forming, better training, more funding, slowly, incrementally, progress. But it's not enough, will never be enough. The scale is too vast, the contamination too widespread. I think about the next generation, the children growing up in mine-contaminated areas. What's their future? How do you build a life when your land might kill you? How do you farm when the field might explode? How do you play when the forest is filled with bombs? How do you plan for tomorrow when today is this uncertain? We destroyed their country trying to save it. That's what we told ourselves. We were fighting communism, defending freedom, important work. But the cost, the children, the land, the ongoing death, was it worth it? I don't know. Can't know. The geopolitics were beyond me. I was just a combat engineer laying mines. But I see the results every day, in every field, every casualty, every grieving family. I'm tired, so tired. Not physically, though I am, emotionally, spiritually. Tired of death, tired of explosives, tired of trying to undo what can't be undone. But I'll keep working, because what else can I do? Go home? Pretend this isn't happening? Live a normal life while people are still dying from mines I might have laid? I can't, won't. This is my penance, my purpose, my punishment. Maybe that's dramatic. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I was following orders, doing my job, not personally responsible for every mine in Vietnam. But it doesn't feel that way. Feels like every casualty is partially mine. Every child, every farmer. My share of the collective guilt. People back in America don't think about it, don't know about it. Vietnam is over. We lost. Move on, forget. But the Vietnamese can't forget, can't move on. The war is still killing them, still destroying lives, still poisoning their land, and I'm here, still clearing, still trying. When I die, probably from a mine, probably soon, will it have mattered? Will I have made a difference? I hope so, want to believe so, but the honest answer is not enough. Whatever I do, however long I work, it won't be enough. The mines will outlive me, will outlive everyone working on this, will kill people who aren't even born yet. That's the legacy of war, not the victories or defeats, not the politics or ideologies, the buried death, the ongoing casualties, the children paying for our mistakes. I came back to Vietnam to make amends, to fix what I'd broken, to save lives. But you can't fix this, can't undo war, can only try, keep trying, until it kills you too. That's what I learned. Wars end, the mines don't. The killing continues forever, and we never came back.